Welcome back, everyone. Episode 35 of Kids Deserve It. We hope you've been enjoying our weekly chats with educators and game changers from around the country. Also, don't forget, you can check us out on iTunes as well.
And remember that you can get the book, Kids Deserve It, on Amazon. And if you buy the paperback and you're too excited to wait for it to come in, you can also get a copy of it on the Kindle for $2.99 while you're waiting for it to come in.
Don't forget, join us our brand new Kids Deserve It chat. It's on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. CST. That's a typo. 6 p.m.
Your time.
California time. That's where I am. And you can check out Todd's Periscope right before the chats at 7:30 p.m. CST. This week, we've got another great guest, personal friend of ours, been to my school. I've hung out with this guy. Super excited for our guest tonight. But first, we want to introduce ourselves. I'm Adam Welcome, Director of Innovation and Technology in the Bay Area.
I'm Todd Nesloni, elementary school principal in Navasota, Texas. And our guest today is, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Brandon Blom. I'm principal of Stone Ridge Elementary in Roseville, California. It's just outside of Sacramento.
Awesome. We want to remind our viewers to participate on social media and share the learning happening via the hashtag KidsDeserveIt because we love seeing what sticks out to you from our shows.
So, Brandon, we got a few questions for you. So, for those who don't know about you, Brandon, tell us about yourself.
So, currently a principal of a TK5 elementary school. Before that, I started teaching math down in Sacramento area. Diverse school, loved it. I would have never left. I absolutely loved it. The way it works in California, for those that don't know, it's just whoever's lowest on the totem pole. If they have budget cuts, I basically got pink slipped, and then was lucky enough to get hired in Roseville, and was a math teacher in Roseville for 3 years, and then principal. So taught for 6 years, and I'm going into my 4th year of principal here at Stone Ridge.
Nice.
Awesome. So, Brandon, I have loved following a lot of the stuff that you've done and a lot of the innovative practices that your campus is doing. So what is an innovative program that you've implemented at your school that you're really proud of?
So since I've come here, we really focus on STEAM, and we've added programs in all those areas: science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Engineering, for example, we're a Project Lead the Way school, so all of our kids, kindergarten through 5th grade, they get to build. Kindergartners, they build little homes, read the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf, up through our 5th graders build and program robots. And so just really proud of how much more hands-on learning is going on here. And the same with science. We have 5 science lessons where, kids actually get in the lab and kind of get a little dirtier with science. So just fun. And then on top of the program, just the culture. We have a great culture. People want to be here. We're having fun, and so those are kind of things I'm most proud of.
Nice. I had to step away because I have my very own Stone Ridge coffee mug, which I use on a regular basis. I just got to kind of name drop that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brandon. It's very nice. It works great. So if you ever go, Brandon's got great swag. I have my shirt, but I'm wearing my Kids Deserve It shirt tonight, and I got a pencil and a magnet. So
I'll have to send you guys. We got a little surprise this year. We got a new coffee mug, and on one side it has a logo, but the other side it says "Reader's Gonna Read." So we're always trying to push reading. So we'll have to get you guys those as well.
Nice. So Brandon, what's one of your favorite things to do as an administrator?
So one of my favorite things is and we talked about it before, and I know we have other administrators in our group, but I love just playing music before school. Sets the tone. Out there high-fiving kids. It's super easy, but when kids hear music, especially little kids, they'll just start dancing. So that, and then last year from you, Adam, took the idea of reading the classes, and it's just amazing how kids want to talk about reading. And it let them see me as a reader, and I got to talk about other books I was reading, not just the book there. And so I do love that. And then the other thing is, last year I actually taught just for an hour every single class in my school. So every teacher, I got to take over their class. And it really allowed me to connect with students on another level, because it's different when you're out on the playground, but getting into every single class as the teacher was one of the best things I did last year.
Nice. That's so cool. So what was school like for you growing up, Brandon?
So it's funny, you talk to people in education, it seems to go one of two ways, right? Like they love their education, and they were, that's why they want to get into education. I feel like I was the opposite. And no offense to any of my previous teachers, but I really didn't like school because I love learning. That's the problem. We have a lot of kids like this. Like, I love to learn, and I hated school, and that's a problem. I honestly, I mean, fifth grade, I couldn't tell you a single thing I did. Third grade, I mean, I just didn't know until sixth grade. I met the most amazing teacher. Didn't use textbooks. He was all about projects, all about pushing you, all about making sure that you were working hard, but also having fun and being creative. And so school for me, honestly, it wasn't that memorable because I remember sitting in a desk and just sitting there, waiting to be called on, and that's how I remember school until sixth grade.
Yeah,
So you feel like that's impacted kind of the stuff you're doing now as a principal?
Yeah, I mean, I talk a lot about, fun, and obviously we want kids to, learn so much, but they got to have fun, and so I do feel that has impacted me a lot. That, if kids aren't having fun, if they don't want to be at school, that is a problem to me because I don't want kids going through elementary school being like, I don't remember anything memorable, I don't remember anything great about it. So definitely has impacted how I do things as a principal.
Nice. If you had one wish, Brandon, what do you wish happened more in education with our kids?
So I think though, one thing I wish is that we do find ways to find students' unique talents because there are so many kids who they might not be the best reader, but they love science or they love to build. I mean, I told you earlier about some of the building stuff we're doing, and what's always amazing to me is some of the kids that are the best at building robots or doing some of the engineering stuff are the kids who, on a traditional report card, they're not doing that great. And so I guess my one wish is just we find a way to, really get the most out of our students, find their talents, and let them explore, what they're great at.
Nice.
I love that.
It is
So
not
Brandon,
about
you
report card. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Brandon, you've written some pretty popular blog posts over the last couple months. I know one of the big ones for me was getting rid of accelerated reader on your campus, and then you and I collaborated on some posts for top 10 things for new principals and ways teachers can support principals. But just this week, you released a killer blog post. I've seen it all over social media. It started some great conversations in my own campus, and it's just about the conversations you've had on your campus with getting rid of homework, or what is the value of homework on our campus. So can you kind of tell us a little bit about that post in particular and kind of where that came about?
Yeah, so I mean, when I took over as principal, just the one nice thing, I didn't have elementary school experience. So one nice thing is I kind of look at things from a different lens that, hey, we don't need to always do things the way we've done it, right? And so we just started having conversations as a staff, and at the beginning of this school year, and I'd send out little articles, and I kind of wrote up a blog post just to my staff, like here's what I've learned about homework over the years, and we just started conversations like what could we commit to, and then when we realized what we're committing to, making sure that homework's purposeful, we're not benching kids, we talked about that in one of our groups earlier, Adam, like why are we taking away recess when kids aren't doing their homework because it's not their fault if 5-year-old doesn't do their homework, and really does a 5-year-old need homework, but so it just, it started a conversation with staff, and just all year long we just kept the conversation going, and are we truly committed to this? And what happened was we did end up having less homework, and some parents thought it was a direction for me to have less, and I don't think it's to have less, it's just to be smarter about it, and like let's not send kids home with work they don't know how to do and have them get frustrated, parents get frustrated, when all the research, like I honestly, I kind of challenge myself, like send me any articles on why homework is good for elementary kids, and I search myself because I want to see it, like the different viewpoint. I just haven't found it, and so if there's not a lot of academic benefit, why are we stressing out families and just giving them worksheets and stuff like that? So that's kind of how it went, and then we wrote about it, and yeah, it's been fun to see people share and say they're going to share with their staffs or principal.
Nice. Well, Brandon, I know you, man. You're a friend of mine. I know you got tons of energy, and this job is awesome, but it's also really tough. And when you're having one of those rough, you don't want to get out of bed days, what do you do to kick your butt into gear to get ready for school?
So yeah, I mean, as you guys know, I mean, there's always things that come up that make it tough. I think by far for me, one though, I luckily don't have a lot of those days. Like I wake up in the morning, I am just jacked up to get to work. Like first day of work back this year, I was just so excited. I love this job, but without a doubt, I mean, I go into classrooms, and at first teachers, it's not like they were wondering why I was in there, but sometimes I tell them, like, I'm not there to see them, I'm just there to hang out, because I love seeing kids learn. Like when you're in a classroom and a teacher's doing a great job, which we have a lot of on our campus, and you see kids just, with that big smile and learning. That's what I do. I try to get in the classroom as much as I can. That's what I do.
Thanks.
I love it. So, who is someone that inspires or challenges you to be better, Brandon?
So I read Adam and then Todd Schmidt's blog post about a mentor, and I was thinking about it. And I learned from so many people, but as far as a true mentor, I was really lucky. Just kind of like you, Adam. My dad. I mean, my dad. He wasn't in education, but he owned a small business, so he had employees, and just to see the way he dealt with people, how hard he worked, how when you own your own small business, nothing is below you. Like, hey, if the custodian didn't show up to clean the toilets, he was the one that was going to do it. And so. He really set the tone for how to treat people, and still to this day, I mean, we just talk about how do you handle this situation, or how did you deal when you had an employee like this. So I'm really lucky. My dad's probably who's influenced me the most, just how you go about business.
Nice. Yeah, mentors are so important. Brandon, every week we like our guests to leave a challenge for our viewers. What is your challenge for the week?
Well, I was thinking about something that actually will challenge you too, because you guys are, you guys are awesome. And so, how do you challenge? I mean, obviously, I know this challenge is going out to a lot of people, but the challenge I throw out is to get in there and dance with your students. Because this is an example. Like we do kindergarten dance parties at our school, and if you ever want to feel the best pure energy ever, is get some sound, get all your kindergartners in a room, in the multi-purpose room, play some music. Like, we get out at 1:55 on a Friday. We'll get the kids together like 1:35, and we just dance. And Todd, clapping is not dancing with your hands. That does not count as dancing.
Todd's getting called out.
I know. That's why, this is why it's a good challenge, because I know Todd's like, oh, I dance. I'm like, oh, you dance? He's like, yeah, I dance with my hands. I clap. Does not count, Todd. All right. So that's my challenge, is to have fun with your kids, dance. That's what's amazing about young kids, right? They don't care what they look like dancing. They're just busting a move. And so that's my challenge, just have fun with kids, dance. You will be smiling. They'll be smiling. And it's something they'll remember forever. I mean, you guys would remember if your principal put some music and just started dancing.
I'm just thinking of like Whitney Houston, I just want to dance with somebody.
No, Whitney. You gotta get
play that in the background, I don't know. There's probably a country song.
Cotton Eye Joe. Anyway, I like the challenge, Brandon. It definitely would be a challenge for me as well. So you're pushing me out my comfort zone. But Brandon, thank you so much for being our guest. I like Adam said, you're such a great friend of ours, and we're so thankful for you that you came on and gave us some of your time, because I know you're really busy too. So thank you, Brandon.
Well, and I just want to thank you guys. I mean, what's crazy is I was there in Long Beach kind of when this all started, and what's amazing to me is just how from the beginning, right, before you had a book deal or anything, it was just all about starting a conversation. Like, right, you wanted as many people to be pushing the limits, and it's just awesome that from day one the focus was on the kids and how can we get as many people involved as possible. So it's just awesome for me to see how it's gone from Long Beach to all this, and just lucky to know you guys. It's been fun.
Yeah, that's right. You've been there since day one, literally.
Day one, man. Yeah.
That's right.
But we want to thank everyone as well for watching the show. And remember to tweet us at Kids Deserve It, or using the hashtag Kids Deserve It, and join in with our Twitter chats on Wednesday. And for our guest next week, who is Noah Giselle. So we hope you join us for next week's chat. Thanks so much, everyone, and we will talk to you later.
Hey, thanks, Brandon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.